Welcome to Think Big with Dan and Qasim. Join hosts Dan Melnick and Qasim Masood as they explore big ideas, limitless possibilities, and engage with visionaries, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders who dare to dream big, get inspired, motivated, and find practical tips for personal growth. Think big, dream bigger, and ignite your potential.
Welcome to the Think Big with Dan and Qasim. Today, our guest is Ryan. Ryan, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. So, Ryan, can you let us know what you do and where you live?
Yeah, I live in Austin, Texas, and I have a video production and marketing company that specializes in mostly organic content. So Instagram, Reels, TikToks, YouTube content, things like that.
Awesome. That's great. Can you guide me a little bit, what inspired you to become an entrepreneur, or maybe what encouraged you to start this business?
Yeah, for sure. I definitely was always a video person growing up. I had a YouTube channel as a kid and found that stuff fascinating. And so when I went to school, I decided to do creative media. And I always thought it was going to end up being, working in the movie industry or working for a commercial marketing agency, something like that. And then I met my current business partner, Jake, who was just shooting a party one day. And I was asking him what he was doing. And he told me he was just shooting the party and then was going to make an edit of it and try to sell it to the place that was hosting it. I was like, that's genius. And so we started talking, hanging out more, and we started doing that for different bar events. And that kind of got us into concerts, and from there, music industry. And it just kind of kept growing and growing to the point where once we graduated college, we were like, all right, let's just do this full time, give it a shot. Neither of us wanted to work for anybody else. We didn't want to have a boss. And so that was kind of the push for us.
Awesome. So, Ryan, how do you define the success for yourself and your business?
Yeah, I think it's changed over time. I think over the last 4 years, it really was just enjoying what I was doing and making sure that the clients I was working with were receiving what they were looking for. I find a lot of joy out of helping people succeed, out of helping businesses get to where they want to go. And so it was a lot of, let's make an ad that's not just going to look good, but actually perform well and help people close deals and increase revenue and things like that. And so there have been times where we've made a single ad that has been able to X a company's revenue to the point where they actually ended up being bought. And they were like, this was our dream come true. Thank you so much. And so I think helping others get to where they want to go. And then also now that we have employees, I think making sure that they enjoy their day to day and they have a job that they love that they get to do. And so making sure they're in a position to succeed and pushing the company towards something that everybody as a collective wants to be a part of.
It makes sense. Awesome. So just to understand more your business, so can you guide me what type of content you are making and how the things are going on, and what is the team that is working with you? You are working alone or working with the team?
Yeah. So right now, I'd say we haven't really niched down necessarily the types of clients we work with, but overall, we really like to use humor and comedy into our stuff. We like trying to think outside the box. Really, we've said it before, we're the company that companies come to when they're done playing it safe. And so we like to, for example, we're working with a dog food company right now. We're looking at other dog food Instagram and TikTok accounts, and they're just posting about the product constantly. And it's not doing anything for them because, as we say, no one turns on the TV to watch the commercials. So our goal is to try to build an account that has a large following of people that either love dogs, have dogs, people in that pet industry. And so we create content that they want to consume rather than just pushing ads about the food. We still slip stuff like that in so that they know what the product is, but that's not what the focus of the content is, because we realize that's not going to help grow the audience. And so we really like creating fun content, stuff that people want to consume, stuff that people want to share. And we've had a knack at going viral for that. We've generated over 1 billion views now, and we do it consistently for every single one of our clients.
That's beautiful. So, Ryan, just to understand more, how do you segment your audience? Do you have any sort of numbers or maybe any segmentation? I'm not sure if there is any gender preference or maybe the age preference for your audience. I'm not sure about it. So can you please guide me a little bit?
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where it varies client to client. At the beginning of our process, we really do a deep dive into the companies themselves and the products that they're selling or services that they're pushing, and figure out what successful content looks like for them. And it varies. For example, for one of our other companies, that's a pet furniture company. The bulk of the people that are buying those are older people and people that have older dogs and cats because they need the extra assistance. And so it really is figuring out who's most likely to buy it, who's most likely to need this product. And again, that just totally varies on a client to client basis.
Yeah, that makes sense. Completely makes sense. Awesome. So, can you let us know a bit about your first big breakthrough moment when you were where you can say, okay, so yeah, we started from facing a lot of challenges, but at the end, this is something that we can say that was a breakthrough.
Yeah, I mean, even just starting your own company right out of college is definitely scary. I remember we moved right down to Austin and we had rent now. We had responsibilities and things like that. And so we were struggling in the beginning to just find new clients in a new city. And there was a lot of cold calling. There was a lot of going door to door, going to every business we could in person, shaking hands, handing out cards. And we were also at the same time editing constantly because editing takes up so much time. And it was making it tough to kind of close more deals and meet new people when the clients that we did have, we had to constantly be editing for. And so I think the first moment that really helped us elevate was when we decided to hire our first editor. And we initially were just looking for someone to come in as an intern, a free internship that was part-time. And then we got into the call and met Ingram, who was our first editor. And we were like, dang, this guy's good. We didn't want to, lose him. And so we were like, all right, let's just make this a paid position and we'll figure it out. We'll make it work. And so we started him out part-time for the first month. And even just that first month, he freed up enough time for us to go out to more, networking things and meet new people. After just 1 month, we had gotten another client, which then allowed us to hire him on full-time for the next month. And then from there, it just kind of snowballed until we eventually just kept growing and growing. And now we've got 3 full-time employees below Jake and I.
Awesome. So I'm not sure if you need any marketing as well. I'm not sure again, because this is not my niche at all. So do you do the marketing as well, like digital marketing or offline marketing, sort of anything?
We have done some paid ads in the past. It's definitely not our specialty. And so we typically will partner with different agencies who we have successful relationships with. And we've done that plenty of times and found great success. So we're kind of sticking more towards front to back content creation and delivery on the organic side. And so that includes writing the scripts and coming up with the concepts, actually shooting everything, editing everything. And then we also post and manage the social media accounts as well. So that goes for, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and community engagement and things like that.
Awesome. Makes sense. So, Ryan, we do have an encouragement side as well, podcast. Every day there are new entries, there are new entrepreneurs in the market, new business owners are coming in the market. But unfortunately, every passing day, there are many businesses that are going to shut down. Many businesses just burn out because of continuous challenges, because every day comes with a new challenge. So I'm sure you must have faced many challenges, but can you share one with us that you think would be interesting to share? And if you can let us know how you were able to cope up with it.
Yeah, I think the big thing right now is all of this AI stuff that's coming out. And I know a lot of other people that do what I do are worried about the ease that's coming with creating realistic video content. And it's not necessarily all the way there yet. I mean, Google VO3 is pretty dang close, but people are worried about that taking over what we do. And I fortunately have an optimistic mindset where it's not like that's going to replace us. It's just going to make our jobs easier. And we're going to be the ones that are utilizing these new skills or these new tools to help our clients. And right now it's at the point where sometimes clients are coming at us wanting to do a lot of AI stuff. And we still kind of want to push them away from that for a certain number of reasons, depending on the style of content. I mean, for one, right now, AI is kind of seen as this thing that's untrustworthy, and it can kind of not necessarily give confidence to a consumer that's taking in this content. And so, for example, if you're doing a video of your CEO talking to people, you're not going to want to use AI for that. All of a sudden it's like, wait a minute, that's not even really them. What's going on? And so we've had to explain to some clients why you should do it, why you should not, and really hold their hand through that process.
Yeah, makes sense. So, Ryan, what do you think? How do you measure the success? Because I'm sure, like in your case, this is pretty different from the traditional businesses. So one thing is obviously the revenue. Like you can measure your success with the help of revenue pretty easily. But other than revenue, what are your parameters to measure the success?
Yeah. Again, I think steady growth has been nice. I think growing the team has been a great confidence booster. We're in the process of hiring 2 more people and building that out. And so I think from there, it really just becomes, I said it before, like a group thing. Like, where does everyone that's a part of this community, a part of this company, want to go? What do you want to be working on a year from now? What does your ideal day-to-day look like? And I think everyone has a different idea of what that is for them. For me personally, I like building out the team below me so that I can have more time to focus on comedy. I do comedy on the side as well, and that's one of my passions. And so having a company that's able to bring in the revenue and successfully work without me being a necessary part of the day-to-day and more so big picture, that's personally what success looks like to me down the road.
Yeah, more in an autonomous way, more in an automated way. Got it. That's good. So obviously this will be, I'm not sure, but yeah, this will be your long-term vision for the company as well.
Say it again?
This will be your long-term vision for the company as well.
Yeah. I think just to keep growing it and putting people into positions that they feel like they can grow into, rather than just bring someone in, do a job, and this is going to be what their job is for the next, 3 years, kind of help them get to where they want to go, whether it's managing people below them or whether it's staying just like, hey, I like these types of projects to edit. That's all I want to do. Then helping them be in a position to do that. Like, really, that's what's kind of kept me doing this for as long as it has, because I've had other opportunities I do content creation as well. And I've had the opportunity to kind of go all in on that. But the reason I've stayed here with the company and continue to grow is because of the people and because it feels really good to give them an opportunity that they might not be able to find elsewhere.
Got it. Awesome. So there's an interesting question. Just use your own hunches. Obviously, if you had unlimited resources, what's one thing you would change about your business?
Unlimited resources. I would say maybe if we had like connections to bigger clients that excite us more. Like we do a lot of podcasts. Mm-hmm. And we have some cool podcast clients, but I think it'd be really cool to do some of the top comedians podcasts, get in with, Shane Gillis is one of my favorite comedians. And so to be able to produce his podcast would be really cool. And then even do, stand-up specials for some big comedians as well. I've always been really interested in that. And then even sketch comedy and producing like Netflix shows or things like that. Just anything in the comedy sphere has always been what we have leaned towards, just because it's been so fun.
That's more satisfactory. Yeah,
for sure.
Awesome. So, in the end, Ryan, what would be your one biggest piece of advice for other entrepreneurs?
Yeah, I mean, I think first of all, just go for it. Especially if it's something that you think you're going to regret later in life not going for. I feel like there's so many people that take the safe option, especially when you're young. It's just, don't do that, like take the jump, at least give it a try so whether or not you had the chance at it and you won't hesitate. And then also, I think finding the right people has been the biggest reason we've been able to succeed. And so finding someone that's really good at what you're looking for, starting in the beginning, finding someone usually that can do many things. But once you kind of get past that point, specifically people that are good at exactly what you're looking for at that time, if you try to stretch people too thin, then you're just kind of, your work's not going to be as good as it could, and then you're not going to grow as fast as you think you would want to.
Awesome. Yeah, obviously, this is beautiful advice. In fact, when you're young, this is the time to take risk. When you are old, obviously, you don't have enough time to take risk, obviously. Awesome. Well, right. Well said.
Yeah. I think even if you are older and you're looking back, like, don't think it's ever too late. Like, truly make it work. Like, I'm such a big believer in everyone should follow their dreams and do what makes them happy. I think there's space for everyone to love what they do on this planet. And so I think everyone should go for it.
True. Well said. So then please let our viewers know how they can reach you. You can share your website or social media handles, whatever you want to share.
Yeah, that'd be great. Just www.q6media.com. And then our Instagram is Q6media, TikTok Q6media. Feel free to reach out on LinkedIn, Ryan O'Malley. But yeah, that would be it.
Well, Ryan, thank you so much for joining us today. It was really nice talking to you, and hopefully we will stay in touch.
Sounds good. Thank you, man.
Thank you, Ryan. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye.